Well, hello there. Welcome to Saturday night. Welcome back to ROM Hack Races. It is so good to see everybody. I hope you're ready for some fun. It is a GC 7 out of 10, GC 7 out of 10 difficulty tonight. It's week 247. Autumn Sonata is the name of the level. Blaagon is the maker. It is their first race level, but you might have also seen their work in Cold Sweat and Tears, Small, or Super Penny World, all of those out on SMW Central. And like we mentioned, right off the bat, this is going to be a big one tonight. Execution rated by the testers tonight for the level 7 out of 10, complexity 7. 2 sections, but they are rated 5 for length. And the players are going to be asked to perform some things under pressure. We don't know what that is. We don't know if that's under pressure, like in the level, or if that's they're going to have to literally perform the song under pressure. We'll have to find out. So thanks for joining us. What's up? I'm GlitchCat. I will be bringing you the play-by-play tonight. If you're new, welcome to ROM Hack Races. We do a new Super Mario World Kaizo level every Saturday night, and you're about to watch it. The racers have no idea what they're in for, but the testers have tested it, and this week's level was tested and rated by Mithrillionaire, Fen, SolveForX, and RB Pimlico. As well, we have more than just these 4 individuals who are racing with us. We've got 11 this week, and we've got Fen, Dr. No, and What's Up Dot helping us scout. Fen is also bringing us the restream tonight, and that's me, GlitchCat. I have my hand up because you can call on me if you have a question, and I will be bringing you the play-by-play. I hope you're ready for some fun. This is going to be pretty cool. 11 tonight, like I said, real quick. B2, Ender of Games, Halcyon, Jank Pickle, Louis Duce, Muzzle, Nick Dude, Ricardo, Rubens, Corey, Stucat, and You Feel Me have all signed up to race this tonight. And hopefully you'll get to see all the clears because we will be rotating people in as they make progress. Myself, in this case, normally I have tested the level, but this week I actually haven't. I don't know what's about to happen. I have no idea. I am in the same boat here, so we're just going to be, we're all going to learn together. Muzzle, B2, Ricardo, DeMello, and Halcyon getting ready to start us off here. Please make some noise if you want in the chat for your favorite racers. Put their emotes up, and if you don't have their emotes, maybe go and follow them. Maybe go and drop a sub. They're here putting it on the line to entertain everybody tonight. I hope you're doing well. Hey, what's up? How's it going? What else did I want to say? Oh, yeah, romhackraces.com. Let's say, just for the sake of argument, let's say that you're hanging out and you think, boy, this is really fun. I want to try this. Maybe I want to get involved. Maybe I want to find out where this community hangs out when the stream isn't on. romhackraces.com, my friend. The Discord server invite link is there, as well as all 247 of the patches for all of the levels that we've raced. If you just want to play something fun, give Kaizo a try some individual levels to test your skills at various difficulty levels. Really great stuff to do. And of course, the races are open to anybody who wants to sign up. So, if you feel like running sometime, you know where to find us. But for tonight, you'll be able to find us right here. How's it going? What's up? How y'all feeling? This is always this is my favorite part of the week. I have a great time doing these, and I really appreciate everybody showing up. Please feel free, make some noise, get some hype. I mean, you can make all the noise you want, but we won't hear you. I mean, you'll be in your own house. But if you post some hype emotes in chat, we'll definitely hear you. What do you think this is going to be? I have no idea tonight. Sometimes I know what's coming up, and sometimes I do not. So what do you think? Under pressure. What could this be? Autumn Sonata. Does it give us any clues? Try to kind of put myself in the mind of the racers. What they may be thinking. But I hope you all are ready to rock. Yeah, I don't know. I got through my whole intro spiel early. I still have 30 seconds. I try to time it exactly so I can be like, and let's get going. But now we just have to sit here and post emotes for 30 seconds. It's about time. Let's do it. It is week 247. Autumn Sonata from Blaagon. If you missed it, difficulty rating 7 out of 10 tonight. All interactions are vanilla behavior. Happy Canada Day, everybody. Spin direction is patched, and everything is vanilla here. At a 7 out of 10 difficulty, 2 sections, rated 5 for length. This is going to be a big one. Let's see what we've got. This is also new to me here. So yeah, something to keep in mind. These are vanilla interactions, and already I'm seeing some pretty interesting stuff. Looks like B2 in the upper right is making quick progress here. Oh, I like this. It's kind of a forest, maybe some maple trees, you know, maybe a Canada vibe. Happy Canada Day, everybody. I only know the tune to the Canadian theme song, not the words. Oh, excuse me, not the theme song. The national anthem is that's the theme song, right? You know, like the Star Spangled Banner is the United States theme song. I feel like that's accurate, right? Like I didn't even realize I was saying the wrong thing there for a second. You know, we should call it the theme song instead of the national. Please rise for the national theme song. That makes more sense. You know, it puts it in a modern context. So, some jumps. Boy, a forest filled with jumps here. What is even going on in this level? To start out, we've got a big stack of spikes. They are the falling spikes from the castles, and you can spin jump on those to get up, but it looks like you don't really need to. You can just kind of jump right up through and get through the middle one. If you're standing on the ground, looks like you will be killed, but you can kind of jump through them as though they were solid. Halcyon, though, in B2 already passed this part. Is B2 cheesing? That's a good question. B2, using the grab block there to knock the Wiggler down out of its little home, and when you're bouncing on a Wiggler that's falling, you can glitch up through its segments like that. So it kind of acts like a vertical sprite ladder. You see how it's made up of little segments, and then they all stretch out and fall. And for whatever reason, the game just kind of says, oh, you're still bouncing, so it sort of clips you upward through the enemy. B2 and Halcyon getting through that pretty easily right now. You fail me as well. So up and off the Wiggler, and we need another grab block. This is probably why Blaagon mentioned that the spin direction was patched. Normally in the vanilla game, when you're spinning and holding an object, it is a 50-50 chance whether or not you really will throw the object in the direction that you're pressing on the D-pad. Because Mario is always facing left, right, left, right, left, right really quickly when you're spinning. And so the game doesn't actually really care what direction you're pressing. It's just going to send it in whatever way. There is a patch, which the Kaizo community uses a lot, which normalizes that, and which will always give you a throw in the direction that you're pressing. And that's what's up here. You feel me, though, making some big reads. Muzzle in the upper left. What's up? What's up? And looks like You Fail Me and Halcyon right now making some moves. A lot of tech and stuff going on to talk about in this level, but definitely keep your eye on the bottom part of the screen right now. Halcyon, yeah, going for some reads and trying to figure out a new obstacle. Neck and neck with You Fail Me right now. So the next thing we got this pink triangle. It will, when you throw a grab block, it'll launch that grab block up, and moving grab blocks, you can spin jump on those, as though they were they're a moving sprite, as though they were an enemy. You can get a bounce off of those. It's not something your vanilla game would ever require you to use, but here you're using it to cover a distance. So right now, here we go, B2. Yeah, using the purple triangle to launch the block up into the air. That hits the yellow turn block, drops a shell down, and another shell, because why not? 2 shells. And lets them shell jump across that gap. They need to time that, not only to catch the shell, but also to land on the extendo. But hold up, because You Fail Me is the one to keep an eye on right now. Back with a vengeance here in the lower left. You Fail Me is really understanding this pretty quickly. So getting through that extendo, and yeah, You Fail Me's got that turn block, and they feed it over those munchers, and it contacts the winged question block. When those two things happen, the turn block will bounce back. I feel like some of this stuff, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I can explain later. If you have questions, this is a great level for them. Feel free to ask in chat. That's totally cool. But some of these things, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Here goes You Fail Me in the lower left, though, for a read. Oh, nice try, nice try. Jank Pickle in the upper left. Seems like they know what they're doing. And Halcyon, yeah, trying to get these this thing working out. So man, there is so there is so much tech going on in this. I love this. I love the density here. There are weird glitches happening that you might not even notice, and keep an eye on You Fail Me right now. They throw that block up in order to grow the Yoshi. And there is a weird and obscure little jump caliber puzzle glitch where when a Yoshi grows up, a naked Koopa will fall off of a one-tile ledge that it's on. So you'll notice that there's a blue Koopa up there. You can't really see it right now. Here goes You Fail Me in the lower left. There's that blue Koopa falling. That happens because the Yoshi is growing up at the right moment, and that's what requires them to throw the shell up. Oh my word! And that's what it's gonna be. I wasn't ready for that either. I don't know if You Fail Me was ready for that. So yeah, we've got Invisible Yoshi. Keep your eye on You Fail Me here. They are doing some regular, normal, totally dev intended tech. Yeah, surprise, Invisible Yoshi out of nowhere. So I'm not entirely, so I know how this is going on, but this is an interesting setup, and we're all going to learn together. Talk about Yoshi for a second here. We're watching for Jank Pickle, B2, or Halcyon to catch up and make some progress, but keep your eyes on that lower left. When the game in its vanilla state does not like there being two Yoshis on the screen. Doesn't want that. And if you're playing the game normally, you won't encounter that. However, there can be two Yoshis on the screen, and when you spawn a Yoshi in that wasn't on the screen, you clip through the floor. And that's what You Fail Me did right there to get that nice tidy H. And there's a lot of trickery going on with creating more than one Yoshi. But the general gist of it is that if there are two Yoshis, one will be transparent. And if the one you're riding dies, then the other one spawns in, and when that happens, you clip through the floor. So there's a lot of magic. There's magic in the air. It's a magical, whimsical, amazing level. This is actually very, very cool stuff. Blaagon, I really like their work. Some of their hacks on SMW Central, very good. Cold Sweat and Tears was good. Smole was really good. Impressing us here with this really, really far out level. So more to learn as Jank Pickle, B2, Halcyon trying to keep up. This is a kind of a cool thing to see. The right at the beginning here, You Fail Me has got the it's a conveyor belt. See that one tile? They throw the red shell up through that. It's a conveyor belt block. You hardly ever see those even in the vanilla game, but here they are being used in Kaizo, and that's pretty cool. Another place I can think of they were used was Kaizo 3 in the Skytree level. The little diagonal conveyor belt blocks were used. I'm trying to even think, in the vanilla game they used them in like Valley of Bowser 2, I think. But a really rare thing, a weird thing from the game in general, and I think we could definitely see more of it in Kaizo. I think it's like the thing that everyone forgets to use. And there we go, yo. I wanted to give him a little time. You Fail Me. Getting through here. So here's the idea. They're gonna throw the red shell up. We got Ricardo DeMello too in the lower right trying to make some moves. Got the idea here. You're gonna throw the red shell up, and then you don't want to collide the flashing grab block and the red shell together. That will destroy both of them, and you're not doing nothing. So by turning around and hitting it with your butt, you avoid that collision and keep everything in that machinery moving. So there we go, red shell up and then turning to the left. Gotta jump over it and then run out of that gap real quick with the pressure being put on by the thwomp and that pencil that is coming down out of the ceiling. This is, I was just thinking that, because You Fail Me's reads, I agree, off the charts tonight. Helped a lot by the fact that they're taking some time to pause. That's a really helpful thing, and this is one of those levels that definitely benefits from that a lot. Some levels, you know, it's pretty easy, take a pause. Okay, I see what I'm doing when you die, that you use that death animation to, you know, just take a minute. But this one is definitely helpful to kind of pause it, take a look at what you're doing, and play the game in your head, you know. That's a good thing, honestly. That's a thing you can practice even when you're not playing Nintendo, you know. Just look at a screen and kind of think about, okay, what do I do here? You know, if you can visually work on your reads. Is this You Fail Me with a little bit of cheese here? So You Fail Me. Oh, clever. Wow, that is so clever. Okay, I'm just watching at this point. That was real good. Amazing. This is such clever movement, and this is going to take a minute to explain. I really try to stay up on the moment-to-moment play-by-play, but this is one of these levels that we gotta watch. We all have to watch and experience together, because there is just so much happening here. Want to point out though, no lead is safe, and it's gonna take a good move. But B2, Jank Pickle, or Ricardo, or anybody else could get out of this first section, and we've seen some very close attempts. So it's really, it's a good level to show it off and say the line, Bart. Consistency and one-shots are the dynamic that we're always sort of watching. Whether or not you can be consistent at the parts you've learned in order to get a try at the new part, or whether or not you're going to supplement that with some one-shots on a brand new obstacle in order to get yourself knowledge of what's coming up, or maybe even a checkpoint or the win. And we will see how that plays out for everybody that's not You Fail Me right now. 11 brave individuals signed up tonight. And right now you're seeing 4 good ones. There's a lot of subtle tech in this as well, and it's going by pretty quickly, and you might not even notice it if you're not familiar with Kaizo. The block jump grab. If the player is standing on the purple grab block, they can press Y, B, or XA at the same time, and it's a one-frame trick, and you'll hear people be like, "Oh, it's a one frame." It is, but you can you're pressing 2 buttons on the same frame, which is different than pressing a button on one specified frame, and a little bit easier, but still a point of tech that definitely takes some practice and some getting used to. You Fail Me. Look at these reeds getting under that thwomp, and now they're up, and they need to build the bridge for themselves. So yeah, using those 2, I think they've got the idea there. 2 bullet bills and 2 Kaizo blocks to hit. And they only need to hit 1, because remember, Mario can run across 1-tile gaps if you're holding B while you're standing on the ground. You Fail Me. Here's that consistency. Remember, land on Yoshi right before the block lands from its second bounce. Uh-oh. Looks like, I don't know. I'm not... Oh, I know what this is. I know what this trick is. Oh, I wonder if You Fail Me. I know what this trick is. Oh, that's very interesting. I think I know what's about to happen here. Again, I haven't seen this level either. Until right now. I didn't have a chance to test this week. Sorry, but thanks tester team. I think I know what that is. I think I know what that trick is gonna be. That's a very cool thing to see being brought over to RTA, and I hope that in the future we will see more of this. If this is what I think it is, but I won't say it yet. Maybe we gotta let You Fail Me figure it out, show us the way. It's Jank Pickle, B2, and Ricardo DeMello still working hard on the first section. Keep in mind, this is a 7 out of 10, so to have anyone on the checkpoint 15 minutes in is super fast. So here we go. You Fail Me. Haha. I think I know what this is. If you, like I said, if you look at the screen, you can kind of play the game in your head, and if you know the glitches, it's, well, Mario's got to get from point A to point B. So, follow that, what I would call the through line of motion, right? What is the path that you are going to be taking to get, you know, across the screen. And if you know the tricks, you put them in where they go, and boy, you feel me, just really tearing through this second section right now. The consistency is going to be key for them to make progress here earlier than just about anybody else. And there it is. Aha! I was right. I was right, and so is You Fail Me. You Fail Me was the real right one. And I was right as well, and they were pretty close on that. Good attempt. That is a Yoshi item carry. And this is yet another thing about this game that is just wonderfully broken. You know, I really like to say that, like, Super Mario World is broken like Silly Putty is broken. It's not even broken. That would imply that it doesn't function anymore. It's malleable. It's really malleable, and you can just do things to it. Is Silly Putty broken? Not really. It's just not a shape, you know? And that's, I think, a better way to think about what's going on with Super Mario World, because you can just do a lot of glitches and exploits that produce really weird and helpful and diverse effects. It is malleable. He's actually right here with me right now. But we got Yoshi carry here, and this is a thing that can be done with a lot of different items. But the essential premise is that if you line it up just right, and you mount Yoshi on the saddle, at the same time you are picking up an object, you will overlap those two actions, and the game is just like, oh, okay, you're riding Yoshi and you're holding an object right now. Normally, you're not supposed to be able to do that. If you're holding an object normally and you're not standing on Yoshi, you can't jump on Yoshi until you put the object down. And consequently, you can't pick up something while you're on Yoshi because you use his tongue instead. But this glitch allows you to do both. And when you do both of those things, magic happens. Depending on the thing that you're holding. Sometimes you will just be able to walk around with it, and you can do some cool stuff with that. I'm actually using this kind of thing for the sequel to Double Dragon, you know, various Dragons levels, so this has a lot of item abuse tech potential. And if you're looking to maybe invent some new RTA kind of item abuse setups or mess with some ideas, look at Yoshi item carry. Depending on the item that you're carrying, you might be able to just walk around with it. There you go, You Fail Me, look out, lower left. Ooh, not quite. Not quite, but they know this move now, so it is just a matter of time. Keep your eyes there. You can carry a key, you can walk around, you can carry a P-switch and walk around, you can carry a spring and walk around. Shells and grab blocks cause you to behave differently. I'm not entirely sure why, but grab blocks cause you to take damage. Once you've activated that state of holding a grab block while on Yoshi, the game is like, hey no, wait a minute, you're taking damage. And it causes you to immediately lose Yoshi as though you just took a hit from an enemy. When that happens, the standard Yoshi is running behavior occurs, you get a little bit of iframes. And in this case, you are still holding the grab block. That's the only way to get up there. With Yoshi underneath running, and also Mario holding the grab block in order to get through the gate. So it's a required trick. Yeah, to get through the thwomp, it's the iframes. When you, and this is kind of an interesting thing, when you take damage, if you're riding Yoshi, and something hits you and you take what would amount to damage. Not like dying in a pit, but just taking damage, like crashing into a Koopa, or in this case, the magic of holding a block and riding Yoshi at the same time. When that happens, Yoshi starts to run, and you have to go and chase him, and you get a small amount of iframes. It's not the same amount as you get when you normally power down. You get a much longer amount from that, but you get a really brief. It's about enough time for Mario to cover 2 blocks, 2 or 3 worth of space. And you get a really short amount of iframes. I think it's the kind of like the vanilla game just being like, I see that you're in trouble right now, so here you go. Here's a minute to just a brief moment to figure yourself out. It's, you know, it's the devs being nice to casual players. But in our case, it allows for some pretty interesting setups and manipulations. Stucat, what's up in the upper left? Working on the first section, but doing kind of an interesting strat with those shells. That back shot that's a tricky maneuver, but if you can pull it off, it is pretty stable. I mean, back shots are very reliable. They're just a little bit trickier to figure out. It's kind of like the nollie. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. You're just doing it backwards. Look out, Ricardo. Ooh, making some moves toward the end there. End of the first section. You can't kill a thwomp with a throw block at all. That's not a thing you can do. I don't know, because thwomps can be killed by some things. Actually didn't know that. I thought you could. I thought if you were up throwing or dropping a grab block, you could. Is that a vanilla interaction? What's the vanilla take on that? Depending on the sprite slot. Look out, you fail me though. Oh! Yo, getting the only sprite slot that matters, the up pipe. And the win. Good job. Yo, very, very, very clutch. And a 7 out of 10 done in 21 minutes. That is pretty tight. Good job. You fail me? A solid first place tonight. Well played. Crushing it. Yeah, crushing it on that first section. And knowing, you know, I think they really knew that Yoshi item carry trick. They were ready on that. They saw that and they said, okay, I got this. Very good. That's what it pays to study the tech. That's something that really is coming in handy here, is just being good and capable with the tech and knowing the setups. Because if you don't know the setups, you got to spend some time doing science and maybe figuring it out. If you know the setups, it turns into maybe just another obstacle. Look out! Oh! Louis do say, yo, lower left-hand corner getting close to the end. I don't know. Ricardo too getting very close. So we're looking for a second place here. Don't stop yet. Right now we got Stucat, Halcyon in the upper right, Louis Duce in the lower left, Ricardo DeMello in the lower right, and me and you and everybody in chat. How's your weekend going? I hope you're having a good Saturday. I say, if you have questions, if you're new, you're just joining us, you want to know how this is working, let me know. Just shout it out in chat. That's totally cool. This is a very tech-heavy level, and there is a lot that is kind of going by real fast. So. Oh, you know what? That's actually true, and that's the first time. That's like actually the first thing that I've even realized. I didn't even realize this until right now. You're not even wrong. This level is an auto scroller, and I didn't even notice that. I think for the sole reason that you never are doing anything slowly here. I didn't even notice that because there is a lot going on. You know what I mean? You're never just kind of waiting. And yeah, the auto scroller is putting a little more pressure on the racers. Here goes Louis in the lower left. Let's go, Louis. Invisible Yoshi, clip through the floor and up into that pipe. And Louis is ready here for the second part. Oh, nice strat. Louis throwing the block ahead of time. That might work. We'll see. Excuse me. Louis Duce, though, looking for that second on the podium. Stucat, Halcyon, Ricardo. First section. Keep in mind, yo, if you're just joining us, this is a 7 out of 10 for execution and complexity. So 20 minutes on the first section is really, really reasonable. And we're gonna see some clears here pretty soon. Louis, yo, with a little bit of progress. I love that setup here. And actually, Louis, just pausing so we can take a look at that. Louis in the lower left to grab that grab block and then drop it through the floor. By falling, it destroys the Magic Koopa magic that's hanging out and blocking the path there. Ooh, yo, Stucat, some really good moves. Actually, this is also, I'm reading in chat, I didn't know flips could mass patch either. That's gonna be really handy the next time I have a bunch of contest levels to patch. Yeah, Stu's got that, Stu's using that back shot, and that's cool. It's trickier too because the backshotted red shell is aiming for a one tile space. There's just one block there that they're hitting with that shell, so that's a tough aim. Oh, they could have. You know what? I feel like Stucat was going for a yump there. Like intentionally, and the one frame tricks are tough so they didn't get it, but I think that's what they saw. I think they saw what they had to do, and they were like, ah, crap, missed the bullet, and then they were like, we'll try for the yump. We may see somebody save it that way. I don't know. Oh, yo, Louis. What is this cheese, too? Louis messing around with a lot of different approaches to get this red shell and grab block to clear the way. We saw You Fail Me use the kind of butt nudge, use the butt nudge method. And Louis is trying something else. Stucat, though, here's where consistency is factoring in, because Stucat is right back here. Yeah, that's a good point, Sudoc. That's one of the coolest things about vanilla tech. The more you know about the game, the more options open up as possibilities. It's kind of it's something I mean that like the diversity of available glitches is really, really impressive. It actually allows you to do a variety of things and have a lot of nuance in your behaviors, where other games, maybe they have a glitch, but okay, it's just a way to duplicate your item or get through a wall or something, and it's not broadly applicable. That's, I think, the sort of the magic of SMW Kaizo is the glitched states that you can get to occur are broadly applicable and contribute to a lot of different gameplay ideas. Oh, Stucat! Bummer. But they know now. Yeah, I'm not sure what Louis' thought here is, but yeah, looks like they have gotten it to work in a different way by using the shell to kill the thwomp and using the red shell to bust through. So they jump up, yeah. They use the shell to kill the thwomp and then just avoid it as it's moving around. And that has the same effect as using both blocks. That's actually pretty clever. We'll see if that ends up. So you can kill the thwomp. This is, yeah, Louis, this is working out. This is working out for Louis. Meanwhile, yo, Ricardo de Mello? Oh, what's up? Oh, they didn't see. There is, yeah. So the first Yoshi that they grow up, right? They throw that block up and they grow the Yoshi in the block. And then that causes the kicking Koopa to fall. That also makes the Yoshi that is right there. Now there's two Yoshis. Now there's a second Yoshi, and that is the invisible one. So you get to that point in the level right before the checkpoint. You get on the invisible Yoshi, then the previous Yoshi despawns because it's far enough left off the screen. When that happens, the invisible Yoshi that you're riding spawns in, and when that happens, you clip through the floor. If invisible Yoshi becomes visible and you're riding it, you clip through the floor. That's just the law of glitches. Ah, the previous Yoshi despawns because of the P-switch, not because of the screen scroll. Gotcha. Gotcha. So yeah, when you hit the P-switch, rather, to go through the gate at the end there, you're killing the previous Yoshi and thereby spawning in the one that you're riding on. But the interesting thing is that in some cases, you can still, like, if you're riding an invisible Yoshi, you still technically count as having a Yoshi, so you can bail off of an invisible Yoshi. And when you do that, you can clip through ceilings, which is pretty neat. I would highly encourage makers to investigate more Yoshi tech. For whatever, you know, if you want to make like an item abuse kind of level, Yoshi is good for that. Item carry, Yoshi's tongue has some cool properties, and invisible Yoshi makes for some cool tech, but not necessarily for item abuse. You can use Yoshi's and invisible Yoshi for a lot of different things, and I think just like the treadmill tiles in this level, I think Yoshi tech is a little bit underused. Everybody kind of just has decided that Yoshi is good for like 2 or 3 things. Eating something out of the wall, spitting fire, flying with a blue shell, and being a double jump. 4 things. You know what I mean? Like what? Or maybe bouncing on something that you normally running on munchers. You know, these are all your typical Yoshi stuff. There is more. There is more out there if you get a little more creative with it. So, give it a try. Halcyon, uh-oh. Now they have a chance here. Oh! They tried. I felt like you could see that all there. Halcyon paused, but they saw what they had to do, but they also saw that the bullet bill was not going to be in the right position. So instead of even trying for it, they went for the yump. Big shout outs to everybody's pets this holiday weekend who have to deal with a lot of, well, actually no, quiet shout outs, big hugs, and comfort to everyone's pets this weekend as they have to deal with explosions and fireworks and all that loud raucous jazz. Mallow was hanging out on my lap, but then he decided to peace out. Not big shout-outs. Quite the opposite. Small, comfortable pets. Louis Duce, though, making a little bit of progress here. Big shout-outs to progress. You know what was cool about June was, you know, and it doesn't just have to be June, was Pride Month, of course, and the amount that we managed to raise, we did very well. I don't know if we should say the exact number yet, but we were raising money for the Trevor Project with the awesome ROM Hack Races Pride Month t-shirts. I think you can still get them on the shop, but thanks everybody who got one. I've heard a lot of people say got one. I think we raised $200. We raised $200 for the Trevor Project from the sale of our ROM Hack Races shirts and apparel. So thank you all for contributing to that, and I hope you got a cool shirt out of it, made with a one-of-a-kind cool design from the Borgie Man, and also those cool Pride blocks that we have in chat. Thank you all so much for that. It was really, really cool. Definitely want to do more of that. That's shop.romhackraces.com in case you want to pick one up for yourself. Maikuyama approved? Who could go wrong? Stucat here, trying for the checkpoint. They're getting pretty close. Halcyon knows what they want. Louis Duce on the second section. Ricardo De Mello as well, working on the first. Again, if y'all have any questions about how the tech works here, I'm not going to explain it like every single time, because I assume most people have heard it. But if you're new, if you just drop by and you don't know something and you want to ask, please feel free. That is totally cool to do. It's encouraged. Don't be shy. I mean, you can be shy. That's fine. It's okay if you're shy. But even shy people can ask questions if they want to. B2, DE81. Moving in here in the lower right-hand corner. Oh, sheesh. B2 is close. That's a very low regrab. Here goes Halcyon, too, in the... Oh, no! In the upper right. Needing to get into that pipe in the upper right. So close. I think they just reacted a little slowly. Maybe not ready for the invisible Yosh. Halcyon, look at this, though. They're playing with confidence now. Yeah, that big regrab. Once they drop that kicking Koopa, they do a really big regrab to get over there. That's a non-trivial physical motion. And look at that consistency with an H. Can't spell Halcyon without it. So here's a challenge for Louis Duce now. Louis and Halcyon both on the second section. Louis's been here for a bit of time, but they are kind of doing a sort of a convoluted strat for the red shell part. So it's working for them, but it's working, but it's a little bit tricky, and anybody can fall victim to the "it's not broke, don't fix it" mentality of figuring out Kaizo. It is possible to get a method, a technique, a strat for a part that works. Except it's not actually what you're supposed to do. There is an easier way. But since the thing that you've done started working and you got through once or twice, especially in a race or under pressure in some way, there's a tendency to stop questioning it. I got it. I figured it out. I got through that one time. All I have to do is keep doing it. And especially if you think the level, the level is challenging, right? Here goes Louis for a read, though. Since you know that the level is a 7 out of 10, it's challenging, you're assuming that whatever the trick is going to be, holy crap, Louis Duce, what the, oh my god, it's the what? Okay, that was actually amazing. Louis saving all the fireworks for the end, and with that monstrous read on the end there. Really great job lining up that Yoshi catch and the bail into the up pipe on the fly. Very well done. That's a clean second place for Louis Duce tonight. And I also wanted to mention B2, DE in the lower right there, getting the checkpoint right about the same time. So it's B2 on the second section now with Halcyon, and Stucat and Nick Dude on the left side on the first section. But that can be an issue. It didn't end up getting Louis this time. But yeah, like I said, the tendency to just not question something that's working. So keep an eye on that. Really cool level tonight. I want to thank Blaagon once again for this. Really fun. Really fun stuff. We haven't seen a level like this in a little while. and by that I mean one that like relies a lot on these cool vanilla glitches. It's you see this a lot more in maybe a puzzle level or something that makes you use these properties, but it's a really cool trick of level design to use them in an action level. And throwing the auto scroller in here I thought was a really cool artistic touch, because it really makes you do the stuff under pressure, and it makes a lot of the setups line up and work the same way every time, which is tricky when you want the player to do something precise. I like that they found, also Blaagon found a good setup to give you a fairly free item carry to grab the block on Yoshi. The height of the block and being able to grab it, like aim for the second bounce, to get that all to line up is really good design. And wow, is that it? That's okay, that's pretty clever. Thanks, Halcyon. 50 cool points for Halcyon for showing us the intended strat. Okay, I didn't test this one, so I also didn't know what the intended strat was. And this is, okay, so now that keep an eye on Halcyon here in the upper right. They are doing the intended strat for that loop around part. And you'll notice that since they're doing the intended strat, it's working out very cleanly for them, right? Everybody else has had kind of a rough time and they're dying a lot at this obstacle or whatever, but it worked, right? They got through once or twice with that, and so they stopped questioning it. I do that all the time. Just, I mean, to be clear, like, this is one of those, like, it happens to literally everyone. If you play enough Kaizo, you'll definitely have that. And it can sometimes, honestly, sometimes I've ended up feeling like I was lucky for figuring out what the intended strat was. Stewcat, watch out! Oh, nah! They jumped. They weren't standing on the ground. Ah, jeez. Oh, you hate to see it. Stewcat missing that invisible Yoshi. They got the invisible Yoshi, but since they weren't standing on the ground when it appeared, didn't clip through the floor. That's a one-time only thing. Thank you so much for the raid, You Fail Me. A really strong win tonight. I'm glad you had fun. Welcome, everybody. What's up, what's up? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is Autumn Sonata from Blaagon, rated 7 out of 10 overall tonight. And here's Stewcat getting right back there. Look at that. Ah, oh yeah, don't miss that. you could miss the up pipe and get crushed there at the end. You don't want that. H for Stewcat. You can spell Stewcat without H, but why would you? Oh, yo, hey, Ricardo DeMello, too, in the lower left, also using the intended strat for the red shell part. Very, very cool. So, see, yeah, I think Halcyon, Halcyon is really blasting through this second section now, and something that's helping them out a lot is how smooth that red shell part is in particular. But there's a lot that goes into that, and this is just an interesting dynamic in a race, right? There's a lot that goes into that moment. And yeah, is it D cheese or just a harder strat? But the one thing that I wanted to point out, and this is really something to think about, it's this sort of paradox of Kaizo and racing. Because you know that it's a hard level, you are more likely to assume that the strat which is correct will be something difficult. And so when you accidentally find a really tight cheese or something, oh, if I just jump like this and go at the exact right moment, then I'll get through. You have a tendency to assume that must be the strat because this is a hard level, you know? Well, a hard level surely wouldn't make this easier. So my advice is, and this is also like, I say this to myself, I am also trying to do this, is just like, watch out for red flags. If something is ridiculously precise, if you're missing it by a big amount of space, or you only get something 2 out of 10 tries or whatever, watch those red flags. Watch for obstacles, even in tough levels, that are suspiciously tight, suspiciously not clean. Watch for that. ABC Oreo. Famed glitch abuser. Thank you, Enderer Games. What's up? Thanks for the raid. This is a level for those that have studied their Takumi 5. We got Stucat, Halcyon, Ricardo, and B2. Everybody working on the second section. Halcyon getting the farthest. Looking for a third on the podium tonight. Yo, I love this, man. Ricardo DeMello over here putting the moves on. They really, they're really impressing me with their gameplay. If you watch, they're really good at like quick motions. They're fast. They throw the block and then they move. Like, here they go. They're about to start this section. Up throw, grab that, turn around, run. They're good at these nice little discrete movements. That's really neat. The way they up throw that grab block really quickly. Like, they just do it and they're out of there. That's good, man. They're clean. I don't know. I've been like actually like honing in on their like sub movements. It's really clean gameplay from Ricardo here. Yeah, look at that. They were a little bit like they were quick on that, but they managed to even get that one bullet and hit the block. Ricardo, man, watch out for them. I like this. I like this gameplay here. We got Stucat, Halcyon, and B2 also doing well. Dang, they are fast, man. Dang, Ricardo, man, just really showing the skills tonight. Everybody is doing well, but I'm just impressed with the way they're moving through this. They're super quick. They're just quick and snappy. It's a little hard to describe if you don't play a lot of Kaizo or whatever, but their reaction speeds and their movement is just utterly super fast. What the heck, dude? Oh, okay. All right, I see. They bailed Yoshi. You have to be super quick to even bail of Yoshi at that moment. Here goes B2 though in the lower right, also for that double carry. No. Here's a way I've sort of thought to compare it. There's like, you can be good like there's different styles, right? This isn't even like a good or bad kind of thing. Look out. Oh, okay, B2 reading the message block. Oh, am I still a robot? Do I need to not be a robot? Welcome, humanoid creatures, to the robot games. Hey, a second is long enough. If you spent a second as a robot, your whole life would change. Permanently. Halcyon. Robots don't like mustard. They can't taste. Nor can they feel or love. Halcyon? Oh! But I thought of a way to describe that there's different styles. You can be a good player like a very good snowboarder. You're cruising, you make nice swishy motions. You can be good like solving a Rubik's Cube really quickly. That's what I'd compare Ricardo's movements right now to. They're just really quick kind of Rubik's Cube precision, you know? You do click, 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 you do this, turn it, click, turn, right? And it's all very snappy. None of the motions individually are bigger than they need to be, and they don't take too long. The B2 piecing it out here. Stucat also. Micro adjustments really do factor in And it's something that I don't talk about as much, because it's the kind of thing that is really just grown with experience. But it's helpful. Being able to move only the amount of space that you need to move. And one thing that it really does, and you're seeing it here, maybe it's more obvious here that really optimal movement and micro adjustments in your position and your jumps and stuff, only moving as far as you need to, only jumping as far as you need to, only standing somewhere as long as you need to, you know, real like budget, you know what I mean? I'm on a budget here. I gotta be thrifty with all your stuff. Economy of space and motion. But one thing that you notice that really helps with, oh, Ricardo, yo, trying to kill the thwomp with the drop when they should be using the iframes. What was I saying? Oh yeah. You notice how the snappy optimal motion really helps here because you have a little bit extra position. The auto scroll is coming to crush you. And so if you can be a little bit faster, you're a little safer. You can breathe a little more easily. It helps in a speed run as well. There's your 1 and 2 second, half a second time save here and there throughout the run. If you can be a little more optimal with fundamental movements, things that don't kill you if you fail them and aren't really a strat or a time save. But nonetheless, hey! Excuse me, pardon me, while I'm going on and on here. Halcyon, look at this. Coming out ahead. That is a strong third and 52-30. Well played. Halcyon knows a thing or two about Yoshi Tech. Muzzle coming in here in the upper right to take their place on the second section. Let's go, Muzzle. Thanks for the G's, y'all. You're really kind. Go and follow the racers. They're out here showing their skills and doing their best. Drop a sub, drop a follow. Check out their other stuff if they like have a Patreon or a Ko-fi or something. B2, yeah, putting it together. Oh! The interesting thing about that Yoshi thing is you're holding an object and you're mounted on Yoshi. Then you take damage and you bounce off Yoshi, but you don't actually have to press A. Because if you take damage like that from Yoshi while you're in the air, you just bounce up a little bit. Like it just kicks Mario up, and that's the distance that you're covering to get on the ledge. So, what you really honestly ought to do is just kind of go for it and just run right into it and count on Yoshi giving Mario that little boost when you take the damage. Yo, we got a birthday in chat? Yo, happy birthday. Thanks for spending it with RomHack Races. I hope it's a good one. Happy birthday, everybody. But especially you. Yeah, it is too, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's also Canada Day. Ricardo's so close, they're thinking about it. So, Ricardo, oh, good try. What do we, like, do? Could we learn more about, Canada Day? Like, I'm pretty well versed with America Day. What do we do on Canada Day? B2? Oh no! Well, clearly we celebrate by maybe going in an up pipe. But what do we do? I'm not even gonna make any jokes or stereotypes or anything. I'm genuinely curious. This is a legitimate question. I'll leave it up to the real Canadians to make jokes. Is it fireworks and pancakes? I like that more, actually, because I like pancakes more than hot dogs. There, I said it. So what that grab block is trying to explain where B2 just died. When you up throw an object and it lands on the ground, it bounces a little bit. It's really subtle, but it does. It like bloop bloop and it bounces before it comes to a complete stop. It's the game kind of simulating physics. That's what you're watching for. That's what you're aiming for. If you really pay attention, you can watch for those bounces. And since they take a consistent amount of time, you technically have a consistent lineup. It's just a very small window. You don't even really need the lineup, but it's helping the player be a bit more consistent with that. You could, in theory, just have Yoshi in an object and set that up. I would call it manually, to set something up without any visual cue, other than you just do it. There are some very cool RTA item abuse setups where you could set up a manual item carry on Yoshi, like in the air, or from a shell jump or something. I really hope that people look at Yoshi Tech more for item abuse levels. That really is the future. Well, one future. Plus, you can combine the snazzy new GC7 double carry guarantee with a Yoshi item carry, so that's a fun one. You have Mario double carrying 2 items while you're on Yoshi. That's also allowed. Everything's cool on Canada Day. I know, B2, thrice denied. Thrice up-piped. Thrice piped. Yo, welcome in, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Having a good Friday. Oh, it's Saturday. It's Saturday today. Please hit me up with any questions you may have. That's a good question. What is happening with Ricardo's Yoshi? I think, let's find out. I think that what they may be doing, and I hadn't got a good look at it, I think what they may be doing is bailing off the Yoshi fast enough to not take the damage. They're getting on and then jumping up. When am I gonna run a race? That's a good question, actually. That is a good question. I kind of thought about running tonight's race because I didn't test it and I hadn't seen anything. But maybe sometime. I've always just kind of thought that my skills are better used behind the scenes. I don't know. I like doing commentary. I like helping everybody understand the level and stuff. But that's a super fair question. Oh, there are other announcers. We've had other folks. I just kind of like doing it. But yeah, that's what's going on for Ricardo. They're ditching the Yoshi by pressing A instead of just holding on and letting the damage boost happen. Muzzle as well, getting close to this ending setup. Ricardo, B2, and Muzzle all kind of right there. I think this is definitely a 7 out of 10. This is pretty exemplary, actually. Like for what you know what I mean. It's definitely tough, not to underrate it. But that's what I mean. It's a 7. This is pretty strongly a 7, especially in the knowledge. These aren't if you've played SMW, you know your stuff. These aren't particularly obscure glitches or really cryptic setups. That's one thing you can for sure say. B2 in that pipe. Let's go. B2DE81. Oh, there went. Oh, it's okay. Oh, they went for the 1. Nice. I thought that crouch was to be like about time. I think that crouch is Mario body language for. Geez, three nice. Hey, good job though. Very well done. 1 hour, 1 minute, 15 seconds. Really? Well, now this is a surprise. Wow. Are these really and truly our final 3? That's pretty freaking cool. Wow, everyone's been doing great tonight. Jeez, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. We got Stu Cat, we got Muzzle, we got Ricardo DeMello here working on, could it be, the second section. But like I was saying, like the setups in this level aren't, except for maybe that red shell setup, which is more just a question of like movement and order of operations. The glitches here aren't particularly cryptic or have particularly cryptic setups. More complexity from here, you know, what would be the difference between this and an 8 would be tricks like this, but they're even more cryptic. And it's harder to figure out what the setup is in the first place. This one is like a good action level blended with a sort of like, do you know the trick test? You know, it's just like, if you know the trick, you'll say, aha, there it is. Like the Yoshi carry setup. It's not trying to trick you. It's not trying to obscure the fact that it's a Yoshi carry. It's just, yeah, do you know it or do you not? Great example of how knowledge and skill come together in a level like this, and it's something I particularly like about SMW Kaizo. It's one thing, you know, we get a lot of cool custom stuff and ASM, and like last week's level with the P-Balloon was really fun, with a big custom, it's not even Mario kind of thing anymore. Those are super fun. But I like when vanilla glitches and cool platforming come together. It's very hyper modern. Yeah, right. Yeah, Mason's level got a little, a good one, but a little cryptic sometimes. It's sort of the difference between like, you have the block and the Yoshi and you say, oh, okay, it's a Yoshi item carry, I see. Versus you have like a block, a Yoshi, a Koopa, an on-off switch, and they're all kind of falling in the air. And you don't know what, you know what I mean? You have to figure out, first you have to figure out how to put those things together, and then you have to say, oh yeah, I put them together in order to do the Yoshi item carry. So it's kind of hiding it behind layers of abstraction. It's the difference between, you could say, writing a complicated poem in your native language of English, and then writing that same poem again in Japanese. And now you have to translate the Japanese in order to read the poem in the first place. Thanks for the raid, B2. Excellent clear. Good job. Good persistence. That up pipe owes you money. Yeah, right. You're either cutting the tough glitch out of paper, or you're assembling the glitch like in IKEA furniture. I think that's sort of the difference between a 6 and a 7 versus an 8, a 9, and a 10. Is the glitches don't really change, right? There are more of them, but now we're doing assembly of the glitch and multiple stacked glitches, and you're like, this glitch has you doing a Yoshi item carry and then immediately bailing off, right? That's about a 7 out of 10. An 8 or a 9 out of 10 maybe would have you doing like a Yoshi item carry halfway through the level. You're doing a Yoshi item carry plus 5 more things, or you're setting up a Yoshi item carry in a complicated way. Ricardo DeMello in that pipe, let's go. Dude, great. Oh man, dude, I'm impressed. Oh, look, just standing, just chilling with us. Ricardo, well played. B2, thank you for that resub. Well played. Oh, get the G. Maybe they wanted the 1. Maybe they wanted the 1. Yo, I want to give special shout outs. I don't know, man. Ricardo just impressed me tonight with their movement and their micro adjustments in their positioning. That was great. Good job. Well played, Ricardo. A player to watch out for. We're going to see. I think we're going to see some really strong clears from them. Just they played really well tonight, actually. Jank Pickle, GG, well played. Thanks for racing with us. And then there are two, Muzzle and Stewcat. But here's the thing, and I don't want you to be fooled. Don't be fooled, chat. There are many pretenders, but don't be fooled into thinking that just because these racers have spent an hour on this level that somehow they're bad at the game. Not true. A classic blunder. If you believe that, you will have fallen victim to one of the classic blunders. Just like that guy from that movie said. These levels are super hard. Clearing one of these checkpoint sections in an hour, let alone the whole thing, is strong gameplay. And I mean that. I'm not trying to just like give somebody a pat on the back or whatever. I want to be clear. This is like expert level stuff here. So these are strong players playing against other strong players. Like when you see someone lose at the Olympics, you're like, oh geez, I bet they're really bad. Like, no, they're not. They're at the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like, the person that came in last at the Olympic race is better than anyone you've ever met, you know? That is, yeah, good fun fact too, Doc. Both of these racers have the podium, right? So different nights, different levels. Yeah, so Stewcat's strat is intended. Except for they ought to throw the up block. Muzzle is doing the right strat for the up block there. But Stewcat is doing the correct red shell strat for this part. A little bit tricky to figure out, and we saw a lot of different racers try various things. I don't know if Stewcat realizes they can run into that area that's blocked off by the rope. I think they're trying to nudge it without going up there. Which would work, but it requires them to do a tougher jump. Yeah, they think that, yeah, they might think that that up throw is like a catcher. Some situations have clouds on the ceiling to catch something that you would up throw so that it won't come back down as a way of preventing cheese or discouraging you from doing that. Yeah, Muzzle is doing the correct strat here with the up throw because dropping it is a little bit too slow. See how Stewcat kind of has to reposition themselves after they do that, but Muzzle, on the other hand, is moving more quickly. That's why. Hey, style counts. Swag matters. Style strats matter. The problem, you know, the thing with style strats is you got to pull them off. I hope you all are having a nice night. Thanks for joining us for ROM Hack Races. If you're new, drop a follow because we do these every Saturday night. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time is the start of the race, and you can always learn more on romhackraces.com, the official website. I can't believe internet freaking died. F's in chat for Max Blaster. Every time I see Sonic the Hedgehog now, I'm like, oh hey, it's Max Blaster. I'll get that, Max Blaster! Get lost, Dr. Robotnik! Max Blaster, you know, famously loves, corn dogs. Is the color mauve. Goes at the speed limit, but sometimes speeds a little bit if he's in a hurry. He's the man with the name you want to touch, but you must not touch. Yeah, this is another one of those examples, and I don't mean at all to use someone as a bad example. StuCat is playing very well, but here's another example of that thing that I was mentioning earlier, where StuCat, I don't think, has thought to question using the drop for that block. It worked. It gets them through. You know what I mean? That's perfect. It's a perfectly reasonable assumption to make that, oh, okay, that's just what I do. This is the moment, right? And sometimes you notice it, sometimes not. But it can happen. It happens to everybody, and a level like this really invites that kind of thing in particular. Need a new D-pad. That's rough. That can be rough. If you're using a SNES controller, it can be fairly easy to just get parts from a broken one. But yeah, even just cleaning. Maybe even just opening up your controller and cleaning the pad. Sometimes dirt will cause it to sort of stick in a particular way and ghost an input. Chances are it's just the rubber pad that's inside there and not the actual plastic piece. Muzzle here, going for it. Oh, nice try though. They went for that. You know, I'm actually really impressed that we're down to the final 2 tonight already. This is great gameplay. Honestly, I think whoever winds up last might be a little bit surprised by that, because everybody did really well tonight, and 1 hour for this kind of a level is really fast. Yep, that's what I did as well. I just got so tired of opening and cleaning controllers that I just went on eBay and I got like a whole box of like 50 Super Famicom controllers. So now I'm just like a cartoon character and I just have a box full of identical controllers. And then I just put it in the broken box and get a new one out of the not broken box. And then someday in the future I'll open 50 controllers and fix them all at once. And then I'll be good for another 20 years. Yeah, I was noticing that too, Dot. Stu's drop strat here wastes enough time that everything is kind of out of sync. They can still get there, but by that time the 2 bullets have spawned not favorably. And it might make it so that they can't make that jump at all. But this is actually kind of good because it's leading the player to the right idea. It's what I like to call like long-term cheese prevention. It doesn't kill you immediately for doing the wrong strat, but eventually something will go wrong and you'll realize, aha. So, you know, the thing right now is to be thinking like, okay, how do I save more time? How do I move a little bit faster here to save time? And since it's an auto-scroller, it's not really time that you want. What you really want here is position, right? You want extra position. You want to be faster so that you can be at a different point on the screen at the same time. Does that make sense? Auto-scroller is like objective time. The screen's moving. Where you are is up to you, but that screen is moving. So what you're going for here is extra positioning. Right now, yeah, StuCat making it, but they had less positioning. They need more position. I know that might be a silly way to say it, but a lot of these concepts are never really talked about, so I have to come up with words and use my own internal phrases to describe these things. Meanwhile, Muzzle, they definitely know what they want here. They have just got to get back and get another try. Yo, sharp movements, dude. Let's go. Oh, they had it. They had it. And that was the right timing to get the double grab. but they just didn't move forward quick enough. You gotta kind of react as though you know it's about to happen. That's something I think is a good piece of advice here. If you're seeing that from a lot of the racers here tonight with these quick movements, sometimes you have to, like, this is so silly. I know this is a silly thing to say, and it seems obvious, and you're gonna be like, well, yeah, duh. But I think this really, like, matters for games. The hand is quicker than the eye, right? And so sometimes you have to react as though you know you're about to get it. And, like, die trying, right? You go down doing the motions that you thought were right. You know what I mean? Like, don't walk away, you know? Don't give up halfway through a thing. Like, commit to doing the motion with the controls that you are trying for. And react as though you know you're about to get it. Case in point, the Yoshi block grab at the end here. If you're even a little bit slow, once you've done that, if you're not ready to make the next motion over, you're not gonna make it, right? So you have to kind of not think about it. You have to just land and go. And that might not always work and win, but it will set you up for better success. Been loving the Donkey Kong Country vibes throughout this. Is this what Canada is like? Is this like the wilderness of Canada? Is this music playing, a bunch of trees everywhere? Could you use the red shell on the last thwomp to get around knowing about the iframes? Maybe. Maybe. But it might be more trouble than it's worth. Also, holding a shell on Yoshi will also cause you to immediately take the damage and bail. Sprites that don't damage Mario can be used without taking damage. Muzzle got it, but they were just a little bit too slow. Just gotta be quick. You get a very small amount of iframes from a Yoshi damage boost. Smaller than normal. So there's no time to hesitate at all. And that's again what I mean. You gotta be like, you gotta hit the ground running. Every trick you do, you gotta be like, by the time you get the ground or get to the next thing, you're ready. You're already ready on the controls. You wanna be proactive, not reactive. Consistency. Big consistency. Oh, I see what they were trying. They thought maybe they had to kill the thwomp, but they just got to make use of those iframes. And this is a tough situation because you know that it's a hard thing. All right? It's a tight level. So a bunch of possibilities. Wow. I think they might have given up on the iframes, and that's rough, and that's like how it goes, right? It can happen to anybody, kind of deal. I think they might have given up on the iframes, and now they're trying a new strat. Yeah, if it were me, I'd be thinking like, well, if it's not the iframes and you don't throw the block, then what is it? But this is the part to ask yourself: what assumption am I making that I could question? And in a situation like this, that's a scary prospect. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Do they think that they ought to bring the red shell from the beginning. Oh no, that's not going to work. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's not going to work. Meanwhile, StuCat, still doing the drop strat, but I think they believe they can race those bullets and actually make it out of there. That's a rough gamble, but they're operating on the actual best information that they have. Same thing for Muzzle right now. Yeah, they really are. They're really operating on just the best information that they have available, and that's interesting with these races. Yeah, this is rough though. Yeah, maybe Muzzle is testing how to kill a thwomp. Yeah. That's actually pretty clever, yeah. They're taking a moment to do some science. Find a place in the level where you can try some science. Ah, that's rough though, because they did have it, right? From our perspective, we know this, but this is because we have a privileged perspective on the race here. From Muzzle's perspective, they don't know, but it turns out the iframes, they just had to try those iframes just a little bit more. You can make it through, and I think they might have made the assumption that you can't. Yoshi iframes are tricky. And this is interesting too, because the thwomp there is really not part of the difficulty necessarily. The thwomp is just kind of something that makes you move quickly. You can only kill a thwomp with a held item if the held item is in a higher sprite slot, i.e. it had to spawn first. Good knowledge. Thanks again for a rad level, Blaagon. Well, maybe when Muzzle figures out that they can't really kill the thwomp, they'll try something else. You gotta trust your instincts, you know? You gotta trust your senses. Trust what is happening. The thwomp isn't being killed. Nothing's killing the thwomp, it's just not happening. So that doesn't mean that you're playing badly. You know, it doesn't mean anyone's playing badly. That just means it's not that. There is something else. Yeah, the spin jump and wraparound is actually the intended strat for this. Ah, they're trying. You can see the science happening. You can hear the crackle of electricity and the boiling of Bunsen beakers, Bunsen burning beakers. This is science. I can almost hear off in the distance. Bill, 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 Bill. You know, Bill Nye the Science Guy. AKA science class in junior high. Oof. Oh, geez, Stu Cat. Wow. They're trying. Honestly, 500 cool points for the intense effort here. Like, they are really making it work as best as one possibly could with a strat that accidentally loses them about 3 blocks worth of position. They are just actually just doing the best that they can do. Muzzle trying some new things with that Yosh. How are y'all doing? I hope you're feeling well. Thanks for hanging. I don't know if we have any other bulletins. Maybe Doc, if Doc is hanging around, Doc can let me know what things I should announce. I don't know if we have any more ROM Hack Race bulletins or things I should plug. Ah, Muzzle. Just run, my friend. Just run. I feel like I'm like watching a sports game and I'm like talking to the TV. Sulfur X next week? Yo. Hey, if you want to get a jump start on that, check out Super World from Sulfur X. It just came out. It's brand new. I gotta play that one too. It's on SMW Central right now. Amazing. Oh yeah, that is. Oh man, that is coming. That is true. Yeah. KLDC X. That's 10. KLDC 10. Wow. 10 whole KLDCs. A historic number. Double digits. KLDC is very, very fun. I do wonder when we'll hear more information about it. Perhaps some friends are working on cool levels, maybe right now. StuCat almost made it work with that bullet jump. This is really just like, this level has turned into like, speedrunners hate him. Beat the level with this one stupid trick. There's literally, both of the racers are just hung up by one thing that they just this one thing. Only one other SMW Central contest has gotten a 10. What is that, what, is that VLDC? Yeah, I guessed right. Cool, so now KLDC and VLDC have collided. StuCat, let's go! They did it! They actually got through that part. I'm so impressed. They've been working that drop strat the entire time, doing this on expert hard mode. And they did it. But now, if they one-shot this, I'll be impressed. If they 5-shot it, I'll be impressed. If they 20-shot this, I'll still be impressed. I'm pretty easy to impress, let's be real. You gotta also apply some logic. I think in Muzzle's case, like, the Thwomp hasn't died from any of their experiments yet. So you gotta start to think, like, if nothing works, then even if it would work one time, I've only gotten it to work, this is, you know, internally, like, I've only gotten it to work one time out of 50. There's no way that the real thing that you do here would be this completely ridiculous 1 out of 50 kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, you have to assume that there is an answer. That's something I try to tell myself when I don't know what I'm doing in a hack or in a game or whatever. Like, there is an answer. This has been designed in such a way that I could figure it out and I could do it. Something works here. And it works for me in that, like, it's designed for me to figure out. You, like, if you are in a house, you assume that there's like a closet or some windows or something. You know that the house has a door. They don't build houses without doors. If you're in a building, you assume that there's a fire escape. You know what I mean? Like, and it will be clearly marked. It's like that, right? Make the level into a house. Assume that there is a staircase. You just need to figure out where it is and what button to push. Wow. Stucat, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Making it work with the drop strat. They said it couldn't be done. Doubters in shambles. Oh, I thought it couldn't be done either. I'm also in shambles. Small ones, but pretty kind of shambly. Shambles kind of sounds like a delicious, like breakfast thing, you know, kind of like hash browns or grits, or even cereal. You know what I mean? Like shambles, or like, oh yeah, we don't have shambles in the South or whatever. That's an East thing. It does sound like a Denny's menu item. Yeah, or a local chain, yeah. Almost like a Shoney's. That's a fair point too, Fen. You could kind of reason out what to do and deduce it by realizing that, yeah, if the Thwomp could be killed, it'd be too slow to catch up to Yoshi. Omni Shambles? That's pretty funny. Yo, Stucat, could it be? Muzzle. Ah! Thanks for helping, chat. Send your energy if you have some. I think it's interesting that this is purely like, this is just a great example of like what can happen to you when you play Kaizo. Either of these racers have already won this level. Both of them have like literally already won. They clearly have everything they need. Except they're not held up on any point of skill. They're held up on a point of knowledge. And Muzzle has figured out. All right, that worked. That feels good, right? You can feel that uplifting spirit. That's just like earlier today when I was hanging out and I heard a little buzzing sound, and there was a wasp that had gotten into the window, and it was stuck between the screen and the actual window part that opened. And I watched it for a little while, and it was trying to get outside, and then I reached my hand around and I cut a little slip in the plastic that covered up the window, and I opened it, and I opened the window and I pushed it kind of halfway open, and then I was cheering for the wasp to find the crack in the window so it could get out, and it like tried and it bumped around, and it went up in the corner and it bumped around and it couldn't do it, and then it finally like went in the middle and did a little spin, and it got out, and it went out, and when it did, I was like put my fist up in the air. I was so happy for it. It was epic. Hope that little wasp is doing okay now. Wonder, I think about them sometimes. Wonder where they're at. How are you all doing tonight, chat? Just wanna catch up. How's it feeling? Thanks for hanging out for some ROM hack races. Don't forget you can always go to romhackraces.com, our official website for this. Download level patches, get the base ROM, and have some fun. But I'm glad you're all having fun here with us. Thanks for being a part of it. Oh, dang! Muzzle with the closest attempt. Oh, that was so good. They've got it now. I gotta appreciate Blaagon not throwing a troll after the pipe. I appreciate that. I think with a level, this is maybe just my personal opinion, but I think like with a level like this, oh, look at that consistency, amazing. With a level like this, you should just like let them win at a certain point. You know what I mean? They've done a lot. By the time they get in that pipe their first time, the racer has done a lot. And you know, like when's enough? When are we done doing tricks? You know, just let them in. just let them in. Hey, thank you so much for racing. I saw your name, Rubens Correa. Thank you for racing. You are always welcome back anytime. Different level every week, and we'd be happy to have you. Thanks for coming out. I recognized the new name. Come on, Muzzle, this is it. Oh! So close. So close. Stucat, though, looking pretty good as well. They're about to figure out that Yoshi carry. Well, cool, because next week's maker is Solve for X. So everybody can play Super Homeworld and figure out all their tricks ahead of time. Never know what to expect from Solve for X, though. What variables we may encounter. It's like we never really find X, man. You know, they're always saying, like, you have to find X, but X is always something different. It's kind of like X doesn't even know what it wants to be, man. Like, we're trying to make it be something, you know? Like, find X. Like, why doesn't anyone just say, let X be what it wants, man? Oh, muzzle. I'm not just, like, gonna police X, man, and, like, tell X what it has to be. That's, like, not cool, you know? This is one of them, if not two of them. We don't know. It might be two up pipes stacked directly on top of each other. Maybe they didn't like the color of the one below it, so they put a new one over it. Like a collage. Oh, jeez! I can't even, man! Muzzle! I believe in you. This is not even... I'm gonna blame any... This is Mario. This is Super Mario World causing this. They're so cleanly consistent at everything else in this level. You know what I mean? Like, they got so good at this section. It's kind of cool to see. Oh my god! I feel that. I empathize. Okay, that was so consistent. That was just, like, perfect. You know what I mean? Like, trial by fire, perfect. Good job, Muzzle. That was so well fought. Well earned. Thanks for hanging out, sticking around. Give some GGs for everybody, y'all. You're very kind. Kind racers, kind players. Good job. And then there was one. And then we are down to the one and only Stu Cat. Good job, everybody. This is probably a good time to give you the wrap up here. Thank you all for being a part. We usually raid The Last Racer because we could go watch them on their channel. And you could go watch all the racers on their channels and drop a sub or a follow if you want. There are a lot of cool people in our community and they would love to see a new friend in chat. RomHack Races was brought to you tonight by Fen on the Restream, Mythrillionaire, Solve for X, RB Pimlico, Testing the Levels, What's Up Dot, Osu Mario Cartman and Doc, Scouting for Everybody, and all the racers, and me, GlitchCat7. Thanks for hanging out, and we will hopefully get to see you again next week for another race. It starts at 8, so be here on Saturday, or be square, or both at once if you want. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll see you on the RomHack Races Discord and around the Kaizo community on Twitch. Don't forget, though, you matter, your thoughts matter, your heart matters, your feelings matter, you matter to other people in your lives, you matter to me as human beings, you matter to the internet's #1 Longboy Furret, and the people that matter to you in your lives would love to hear from you about that. We know Black Lives Matter, LGBTQIA+ lives matter, Indigenous lives matter, disabled and autistic lives matter. You too. Catch you all around again real soon. Thanks for having a great night. Or, well, thanks for having a night. I hope it was great. Catch you next time, everybody. Peace.